Welcome back, gang. It's Deltia and Gilly MacMillie, aka Gilliam the Rogue. 2017, we got tons of content in store for you this year. I want to do something fun and place bets on the top 10 most heated discussions coming out with Update 13. Gil and I will be streaming the public test server tomorrow, and I'll link our channels in the video description, so make sure you tune in. Let's look at the questions we've asked ourselves. What is happening in Update 13? Housing and balancing changes. Alright, so first question up. How long will housing keep us busy? Gil, what are your thoughts?
I think a good time estimate is about a month or so. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff to do. Most of that time is going to be spent on getting achievements for our houses, though, and then maybe a little bit of decoration and stuff. But yeah, I think a month is a good time estimate.
I think you're right on that. I'm going to say less than a month, because I think some of the achievements are going to be for content a lot of folks don't want to play, and they'll just kind of get burnt out doing stuff. But then it'll also add a lot of incentive to do things in the game that you're not normally doing, like fishing. Hopefully there's not a whole lot of fishing achievements on there. I'm going to be mad.
Next question up is, how much do you think that the large houses are going to cost?
The large houses, gosh, these have to be like 1 million gold, don't they? I mean, if you go to different servers, like I've been playing PS4 EU, the economies are just so different. I don't know how they can balance that, but I would think 1 million gold for the largest house you could get.
I don't know, looking at all of the stuff like the golden and how highly they appraise gold materials and stuff, I'm going to have to say a little bit higher. I'm looking somewhere around the 5 million gold market for the largest house in ESO buyable with in-game gold.
5 milli. Will the training dummy be an accurate DPS test?
I think the training dummy is going to be super nice to get a lot of the good single target stationary parses and have an accurate result as long as you have some group mates there providing buffs and stuff. But in terms of like looking at for meta play and recruitment and stuff, I think it's going to be very misleading and not offer the valued information that we really need.
Yeah, I agree with you, because I think what's going to happen is you're going to have some classes that are going to have self buffs that are just going to, far outperform, but you're going to have those buffs in trials. So like combat prayer. Well, the nightblade has 8% damage increase, so if you're doing solo, they might see something really nice solo, but then in a trial, a Templar is going to get that buff. So I just don't know. And also, can your friends be there? Can they be providing buffs for you? Can they not be? But at least we have something where we can beat the crap out of each other with duels, and we can beat the crap out of training dummies, so I'm excited.
Coming out at number 4, do you think the Destruction Staff Ultimate will be tuned up?
I definitely think it's going to go through a change. I mean, I think a lot of people are complaining about it. There is some counters to it. But specifically in PvP, the one that can't be negated that follows you is a bit strong, but there's a counter to a counter, right? Major protection. And I think that there's enough counters just getting out of the way, using Mistform and major protection. But a lot of people are complaining about it, and I think they'll react to that.
I kind of agree there, although I do think that it really needs to be blockable. I think the fact that a skill so powerful as an ultimate that's just doing tons of damage, especially with the AoE removal or going up to 75% damage, we're going to see some disgusting numbers. So that ulti needs to be blockable.
Next question up. Will the proc set change that they propose, which no crit, will that stick when it's released on live?
I'm really skeptical about this one. So, I mean, looking at it from my point of view as a PvEer, I really don't like this change. So I'm really hoping that the community can come together, give ZA some valuable feedback showing all of the reasons why this isn't going to do what they want and all of the negative effects that it's going to have, and then push together to suggest some even better ideas so we can get a healthier, more enjoyable outcome.
Well, I disagree with you here. I think ZOS is going to stick to their guns, and it seems like a very odd change. I don't know why that was suggested over like making it damage over time or some of the other things, when they specifically posted showing that the damage results weren't that lower, especially since you can use Impen and PvP already. It seems kind of nonsensical for me. So I think for whatever reason, they're going to stick to their guns and they're not going to change this.
Alright, next question is, the new PvP bags coming in that drop overland sets, do you think they're going to help lessen the grind?
Great question. I mean, more way to get gear, not just grind world bosses and do the things you want to do. So actually PvP in and to get some of the gear that you want to get, like Spriggans, Spinners, and so forth. But comes down to loot tables, right? And we know ESO's loot table, charge, training, prosperous, and that sort of thing, that I just don't think it will be that good since the loot tables are so humongous. As long as they fix smart loot like they have been promising to doing, so you're not getting Spriggans resto staffs, it will help out. But as the way it is right now, I don't think so.
Pretty much you on that one as well. I mean, the loot tables are so big. If you can get training and all that nasty stuff from the AP bags instead of the PvP loot that they introduced, I think it's going to be a complete mess. That, and they said only green or blue. That means no purple or gold jewelry, which would really help some of these sets out in the long run. So maybe we can see some of that be changed up. But overall, I don't think this is going to do too much to help with the grind, but it'll definitely be something else.
Now on to class specifics, and the number one for Templar is Radiant Destruction, Laser Beam, Jesus Beam, whatever you want to call it. Will this skill get touched in Update 13?
Ooh, this is a heated question. So there's a lot of good with Radiant Destruction. I think overall it's in a really good spot. It has some nice counterplay, but my biggest thing is I think they need to lower that range. Make it gap closable range so that you have an option on the receiving end to go bash that right away, close the distance. But honestly, I don't think they're going to touch up on it. I think it's something that would be great to have done, but ultimately is not going to be looked at.
Well, I mean, people have been complaining about this skill since it's been, released. So I think they are going to add something, maybe like an 8-meter or 12-meter range to it, which, would hush up a lot of people because it is counterable. Simply bash, stun the person. There's a lot of different things you can do. Use deep breath. So I think something's going to get changed with the Templar, and Radiant probably will be one of them.
Next question. So, it's no secret that the Sork class in PvP has been a monster for a couple of patches, and a big part is because Dark Deal. Do you think that skill is going to be untouched or looked at next patch?
I think they're going to look at Hurricane, not so much Dark Deal, but I could be completely wrong with this. I mean, Dark Deal, it is counterable, it is bashable, but there's so many ways to get around that and basically have infinite resources wearing heavy armor. So the big question is, are they going to look at that or Hurricane or be blinded by the heavy armor? What are they going to do with that?
Very valid points. I think since the balance team took such a long time to get Dark Deal in a good spot that it was totally usable instead of complete trash, that I think it's going to be left untouched, and they are going to pursue other ways to balance up the class and make them more in line with others.
So for Dragon Knight lovers out there, they've promised to look at Green Dragon's Blood or Dragon the Blood, the magic heal skill. So, Gil, will this be changed to be usable?
Ooh, that's been one that's on the forums for a very long time. So this skill used to be super strong, and now it's not. But honestly, I don't know what they could do without reverting it to its old position to make it good for everyone. Because either stamina builds aren't going to be good with it, or it's going to be too good on tanks, or who knows. I don't think Zos is going to hit the hammer on the nail with this one, and it's going to have to go through a few tweaks before we finally get to a usable spot with that.
I disagree with you. I think they're going to overbuff it. Sometimes they tip the ship one way where, a class isn't usable for a while or a skill is just completely trash. And then it comes out Hurricane, or it's just ridiculous overpowered. And I think they're going to go that route where it's just going to be unbelievably self-heal once again.
Alright, final question, and this one is, every patch, no matter how good or bad the Nightblade class is, people still manage to complain about them. My question is, do you think that will change next patch? Will people still complain about Nightblades or not?
They're always going to complain about Nightblades because everyone hates stealth. The unique thing about this game is every class can stealth, whereas other games, that wasn't the case. So you have a unique advantage over Nightblades where you can use an invisible potion, you can go and sneak and stealth and still get the bonus as well. But yeah, people just hate getting ganked. It's not fun, especially if you're on a siege and you nuke me down with an end cap, Viper, and you look at your death recap and you're fired up. They're going to still complain.
Yeah, I'm pretty much there with you on that one. I mean, looking at incapacitating strike as an ultimate being so strong, I can't believe that this thing has been untouched. And if that remains through Update 13, people will always complain about the Nightblade.
All right, that wraps up our predictions for Update 13. What do you folks think is going to happen? Leave a comment, let us know, like, and subscribe if you like this video. Also, I'll link Gil's YouTube channel along with his Twitch for streaming tomorrow if you guys are interested. Come hang out with us, look at the changes, watch me freak out about the Dumber Large House. Until next time, thank you for watching.